My name is Jim Murphy. I'm the Sustainability Coordinator for Rhode Island College. I work out of the Facilities and Operations Department at the physical plant. In addition to being the campus beekeeper, I work on energy efficiencies, waste minimization, recycling. I'm an advisor to the Environmental Club. So anything with a sustainability-minded theme or anything green, I try to have a hand in. The Sustainability Coordinator's position was created about 10 years ago. The president of the college at the time into bringing beehives on campus. So they kind of just wrote it into my job description. I took a class with the Rhode Island Beekeepers Association, became a beekeeper. Ed Lafferty from the Rhode Island Beekeepers Association and Scott Langlois, who's now president of the Rhode Island Beekeepers Association and who is also a RIC alum, were all mentors of mine over the last 10 years with the beehives here at the campus. The funding is acquired through field trips that we do. We do presentations at the Bee Education Center for children from K to 12. They come from all different school departments. We usually charge $5 a head for the excursion, which includes a trip to the greenhouse, a trip to the campus garden, and a trip to the Bee Education Center, where we actually suit their teacher up in a beehive suit and make her go into the hives, or him. And so that's where we get the funding for its operation. The equipment we've acquired over the last 10 years, so we have had equipment donated, but for the most part, we survive on what we make on field trips, which since COVID-19 has been a tough year. We're down a little bit this year. So yesterday we were out at the hives and we found 6 supers. That's basically a box of 10 frames. Each of those frames had about 5 pounds of honey on each frame. We then blew out the bees with a leaf blower. They weren't too happy, but we were able to get the frames back here to the physical plant with only about a half a dozen bees as opposed to 6,000. We then started uncapping it in our uncapping tank, and from there we put the frames, once the wax is uncapped, and the extractor spins, the centrifugal force pulls the honey out, and then we filter it into buckets. Once it's in a bucket, we let it sit for about a week, and then we put it into a bottling tank. The bottling tank is a dual-walled tank where we use water on the outer wall to warm up the honey to about 95 degrees. That enables anything that gets through the filtering process here, that will then rise to the top, and then we bottle the honey off the bottom. So it's pure RIC honey. Everything that the bees have encountered on the campus, whether it be flowers in the greenhouse or vegetables in the campus garden, the bees will travel 3 miles in relation to their hive. The hives are here for the Rhode Island College students. Many different classes have taken advantage of them. I've had chemistry, biology, anthropology students all take part in a field trip where they learn about pollinators. We average on a good year about 250 to 300 students a year that come in on field trips, and those are K to 12 schools. We tell them about the things that are hurting them, whether it be the neonicotinoid pesticide, which is a nicotine-based pesticide that disrupts their navigation. They then become unable to return to the hive. We talk about the varroa mites, which is a pest that also hurts them. And we also talk about monocropping. So bees like different sources of nectar and pollen. So we then take that time to encourage our students to go out and plant flowers and vegetables, fruits, things that the bees will pollinate, so they don't have to work as hard to find food sources. We have a website off the RIC website. It's the Rhode Island College Bee Education Center. You can learn more about us there. We invite anybody that wants to become involved with the Environmental Club to get in touch with me or the president, Maria Gaskell. It's a fun hobby. It's an important tool at any school to learn about how important pollinators are to our food sources.